So let's look at the weekly charts and try to understand the price signals which we're getting from the chart. So the current weekly candle we can see is pretty much trading in the upper portion of the previous week's bullish candle, and this candle is in no way bearish. This candle is highly bullish in my opinion. I'll explain why this is bullish. And the correction what we got last week was a very good, it's a dip opportunity for the price to again propel on the higher side. So when we look at the, let's start from the higher time frame, that is primarily monthly. If you look at the monthly chart, uh, of course it's just 1 week into the month, and there's an important price psychology which is clearly visible on the monthly chart. That's why I want to highlight this particular point, that just look at this particular level which I'm marking. So this is a key, you know uh, level on the monthly chart, that is 25 400 roughly, right? So why is this such an important level? So just focus on this price action psychology. So this is a bearish engulfing, right? So this particular candlestick pattern is a bearish engulfing on the monthly. It's a strong bearish signal, and that's why after this you can see that how price eventually went for a downward correction. But what I'm trying to convey with this message here is that the opening price of a bearish engulfing is where the buyers eventually strengths get negated, right? Because assume that there's a buyer here, he bought at somewhere around 100, and the price went all the way to 200. Now buyer is sitting in a fair amount of profit. Now eventually once the price gets back below 100, which is the opening price, that's the point where buyers are not in profitable position. So this is the point where opening price below the opening price is the point where sellers are in strong control, and they have negated the buyers. This is important price psychology to understand that the opening price of the red candle in a bearish engulfing pattern is the point where sellers negated the buyers. Now just see what is happening here. The price has broken this and it is trying to take support here, and it's trying to head higher. Now this is a complete reverse psychology. When we look at this particular month, here sellers were in firm control. That's the message from this particular candlestick pattern. But here the sellers role has been flipped and the buyers are trying to take a strong control. So this particular price action is highly bullish in my opinion, and price in this month can is showing signs that it can expand higher, provided this low is held. uh, it can clearly expand higher is what the price psychology which we're getting as of now. Of course this month is not yet closed, but we can draw inferences as it proceeds, as the month proceeds, right? So this is very bullish. And also when you go to the weekly time frame, you find the same understanding here, that this particular level, that is 25 412 roughly 400 zone, is highly it's a flip zone, not only from a monthly perspective but also see here that this is a breakout point, right? When you look at this particular candlestick in September, it broke out. So this is a clear breakout point, and price again is trying to hold this particular prior breakout point. So in that sense, also this is very bullish price action, and price eventually can continue to head higher. That is the message which we are getting from the monthly as well as the weekly time frame. It's very important to understand and analyze the chart on weekly time frames and monthly time frames, because bigger the time frame, you're able to capture the trend very confidently, and the direction is most often correct. That's why try to analyze the chart very strongly on monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. It's okay if you don't analyze the chart on 15 minute, 5 minutes time frame, because those are not the time frames for a big place to decide the direction, right? So when you look at the and also I discussed last week that the prior bearish candle which the price has broken is also a strong support area, which is 25 300 to 25 200. This particular thing also I had discussed, and price did not come there. It's trying to reverse from a higher level of 400 itself, right? So that is again another signal that price is even more bullish, right? Instead of coming a bit lower, it's trying take a bounce from a higher level itself. That is also trying to show that the buyers are, they want to take the price up. That's also one key psychology. Also, when you go to the daily time frame, you can see here that after this particular last Friday, Friday, we formed a bearish engulfing on the daily time frame. Now this was also interesting because this bearish engulfing pattern happened at a resistance, because this entire wick, upper wick, was a resistance, right? When you just have to mark, this thing was a resistance, and price formed a bearish engulfing. The entire upper wick is what? Upper wick is a seller. So you formed a bearish engulfing there. It clearly meant that price is actually trying to go a bit lower. So but what happened? Try to understand this again very clearly. This upper wick, the sellers here, they were able to produce this particular a body, candle, right? Like, they are able to sell so much. Now try to understand this particular psychology. Whatever they were able to sell there, they're not able to sell it here. I hope you would understand that whatever they sold here, they're not able to do the same amount of selling here, and prices even stopping. If I put the closing price exactly, you see that price is stopping exactly there, right? And the second day price just closed there inside this range, and it eventually bounced. So the point I'm trying to convey is that the sellers are not so strong. That's the psychology which we're getting from this particular price action. And also last week I discussed that the strong resistance for the price is at this particular area, which is roughly 26,000, because of the psychology which I discussed, that this is a strong selling which came, right? So this is the original selling point. So in my view, price may be hinting towards reaching this particular zone, and this move can come very fast. The kind of price signals which the chart is trying to give, that's what I can infer. And primarily, as the price heads higher now, where can we find the resistance? Now again, price is so fantastic and gives a lot of easy signals to trade. Just imagine, I shared the bearish engulfing psychology on the monthly time frame. Just focus on this particular price action which happened on the daily also, right? This is also a bearish engulfing, right? So this was so easy to trade on the downside, uh, because assume that I mark the opening price similar to what I showed on the monthly. Now, what is this again? This is again the same thing. This is again the same psychology, same region where the opening price is the point where sellers negated the buyers, and you can see here that this is a point of strong selling. That is why I took a trade exactly at this particular point. I think you can see it in my YouTube post also. Posted a trade which I took exactly here, and I held it for almost a very long period of time, roughly for 3-4 hours. It was a buying trade intraday. So that's the whole point. This is a strong resistance. I mean, 25,700, which I mean, the price should reach now, and then once this zone, if the price has to head higher, this zone has to be taken out now, right? So once this zone is taken out, we can clearly confirm that price is heading strongly towards this 26,000. This is the price psychology which we have to understand whenever we are reading the chart. And a lot of bullish signals for this 24,400, 25,400, which also again I traded. I've shared that trade also. When we look at the hourly chart, you can easily find here that this particular area was a strong support, right? So when if I've been showing this from higher time frame, just see the beauty of the price. When it respects a higher time frame level, you get a highly bullish move. That's what happened last Friday. And of course, you can also see here that you have a beautiful trend line which is developing here. You can it's a parallel channel, and we can just fine tune this channel also. Just connecting the upper wicks, you find here that price eventually stopped precisely at the lowermost portion of this channel and is trying to head higher. That was very bullish price action because uh, price also broke the 50% of this channel and it is strongly heading towards the upside. So that's one part of the price, and eventually once this breaks reverse of the channel, this is the first resistance which the price should face, which is roughly 25,700. You can have this level 25,700, but once 25,700 is taken out, this will also be taken out, and price will eventually hit higher. So the price is firmly in bull's control as of now. That's what we can read. So don't try to analyze the chart on any lower time frame. It's actually a futile exercise. Try to analyze the charts mostly on daily, weekly, and the monthly time frames. So that's it for this week.